So it's been, what, a whole year now, again. So it's that time of year again when we go over, like, everything that we've done in the past year and, like, the progress that you guys have really helped me make. What's really cool is how subscribers have grown and just kind of the surprise that I've had over the last, like, just month alone of all the growth going on. So if we go to that one, they changed this, but that'll be okay. We can look at this. So if I look at, I need to mute that, buddy. I thought I muted you, but anyway, we look at what, 2022. So we ended off the year at 356, and I mean, like I had mentioned in a community post, I was going to, like, hey, before the, oh, that's why. Where'd it go? There. Before the end of the, I was gonna post a thing on the community poster and make a quip about it in a video, like, let's hit 350 before the end of the year, but what, that had happened by the 30th, so I didn't even say anything, and it just basically happened overnight. But the year started off at, like, less than half of that, at 167, yeah. And then 169 on the 2nd of January. So you guys have helped over double that number. And that's pretty amazing to me. Like, this jump here is just amazing to me. Just looking at December alone, it's like boom, 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 and then there. So we're now at 368. Again, it's been kind of up and down, I've noticed, but it's kind of exciting to see that growth happening. But it's also translated to other places as well. So, like, PeerTube has grown slowly, being as it's based on ActivityPub and on the Fediverse. It does make sense. At the same time, it's kind of cool to see that it's, like, grown over the last year still, even ever so slightly. And then BitChute has been kind of up and down. Like, it started out at 30-something last year, and then it was up to just over 40 by the end of the year. So that was pretty cool. And then Odyssey has kind of been the one that I've kind of been tracking a little bit closer, where it's at 90 followers now rather than what it was at, what was it before? I don't remember. They don't give me a timeline on it on Odyssey, but, and the views have gone up over the last little bit as well. So again, it doesn't get quite as many views as YouTube does due to YouTube having an algorithm and things like that. So that's where some of the growth helps. But if you guys are on Odyssey, or you have been watching and keeping track but haven't, like, followed, subscribed, or anything on your favorite platform, then yeah, go ahead and do that. So the next thing is actually some, I don't know if I'd put it as exciting news or not, but Twitter. Let me actually switch over and open that up in a Chromium tab. So if you remember me talking about Twitter a bit ago, I'm still somewhat suspended, and I've seen, like, things about people getting unsuspended about that, and it's like, I've sent in like 3 or 4 appeals, and I've been told every time that I'm not being unsuspended at all. So it's like, well, yeah. I mean, for the first about 2 or 3 weeks, it's like, whatever. then it's like, I don't know if it's I am dying because of Twitter not being up or what, but it doesn't seem to be making a difference either way, being as I think I've had my stuff pop up a bit more in spite of Twitter doing what Twitter does. But yeah, so there's that. I mean, again, I occasionally interact, on Twitter, but most of my interaction or liking and whatever happens on Pleroma, on Fetty, so yeah. And speaking of Fetty, actually, let's start with Gab. Oh, I haven't looked at the profile to see what it, looks like, so 30, it's kind of been a slower growth, but I've kind of gotten a couple more people that way. Plural's kind of in the same boat. Oh. It's grown somewhat, but not that much. But it's kind of where I'm a tad bit more active in, like, the regular things. So if you want to get my attention, that's probably a good way to do it on a social media. So you can either join my instance or join on your favorite instance, follow me. It's pretty available. I did recently update the Pleroma, so you can see that the UI is a bit different. I kind of broke Pleroma in PeerTube for like 2 seconds because I was running updates, and you'll notice that I have to come on, don't die on me. You'll notice I have to re-add emoji in here because I frankly deleted it on accident while I was messing around with it. Well, accidentally on purpose, not meaning to, but yeah. So you can see that they added announcements, which is really cool. So if you're using Pleroma, which I know there are a grand number of you that aren't at least registered on my instance, but it doesn't look like many are following either way. But yeah, instance announcements and things like that. Oh, I don't need to mess with that. But yeah, Pleroma is there. It's a cool thing, recently updated again. And yeah, that kind of stuff. You can follow me there. It's probably a better place to follow me when it comes to the microblogosphere thing and all, but yeah. And I forgot to open that tab, but okay, buddy. Cool, we're logged in. So Twitch has grown a bit over the last little bit. I know it's been kind of difficult because I was away for that bit of period, so I lost a bit of momentum, but I've noticed that you guys have kind of helped me gain more of that momentum a little bit more again, and I'm grateful for that. I've kind of watched the analytics for like the streams on across everywhere, Trovo, not as much on DLive, and a couple other places, and it's looking back to where it was about like post like first time I went to UPS. So yeah, which I'm grateful for because it's like it's been kind of a slog the last year just trying to get that momentum back. And I've noticed individual streams where it's like the view count has been a little bit higher, and again, you guys are awesome, so yeah, keep it up. And with Twitch changing a couple things here and there, if you subscribe on Twitch, I will get paid out a little bit sooner. They lowered that threshold to like $50 rather than $100 because apparently it was getting really impossible to get people money, apparently. Or people paid out and people getting stingy. But yeah. it's a place that you can monetarily support me in addition to buying a VPS through the Frantech affiliate link that I have in the description every time, which I would highly recommend because then you can set up your own Minecraft server or whatever, or even your own Pleroma instance and follow me that way as well. But yeah. So kind of going over some of the content that I've mainly focused on over the last little bit. This might be a good way to do it, though. Oh. So with me getting my Steam Deck, when was it? In October-ish? I've done a lot of, Steam Deck content, and that's kind of been like a big pick-me-up in certain places. Other than, like, for some reason, YouTube wanting me to be a gun-tuber. Oh, there have been a couple of Steam-related videos, really, that have been really popular, like the Goldberg emulator one, and a lot of the Steam Deck ones have really been picking up steam somewhat more recently, but yeah. And yeah, so Steam Deck, a Steam Deck gun YouTuber, kind of an interesting mix, I find, but yeah. I've been trying to take advantage of shorts and not doing too well at it, but whatever. Oh, I've had some comments. So some of the comments that I've tried to go and reply to them and they've gone missing. I don't know if YouTube deleted them or what, but for those of you that have comments that you made that were questions or asking things and I haven't responded, that's why. I don't know what's up, but I get the notification and then I go to check on it and it's just not there. So a lot of the content based, again, a lot of it's going to revolve around Linux, but there have been people that have talked about, like, the Goldberg emulator one, for example, where it's like, I'm on Windows and this was helpful. I try and keep it somewhat distro agnostic, but at the same time, sometimes some things are just specific to a certain distro or a certain group of distros. So yeah, I will, as I do different things, of course, I will put out videos about different scripts I might put together that I find useful for other people, that I make for kind of my own use cases. But yeah, PinePhone stuff I know has been kind of slow. I don't know how many people were really like that in the other, but I haven't really done that much PinePhone stuff, I know. I have been looking at it here and there, and some of the things that I keep track of have been kind of the same basic stuff, like, okay, this is that, so yeah, whatever. I've done kind of this meme stuff with a PinePhone, like compiling a Pokemon ROM on it, but whatever. And you'll notice that over the last little bit, I've kind of explored a couple other topics on top of it, which is kind of that experimentation. I go back to the ones that I know will get me views, but I kind of try and insert those, like, slightly different topics to see how it does. And because that's something that I'm interested in, but yeah, sometimes it doesn't do all that well. On the live stream side, obviously I've done more of the older games. Pokemon, again, has been kind of Pokemon and Morrowind have kind of been the two games that have been the jam that gets a lot of people, it seems, which is kind of weird. But I'm trying to branch out into different things, but it's kind of tough because of burnout. I get burned out on certain games, so playing Morrowind and Pokemon all the time kind of burns me out, and so I do go to other games. And for those of you that show up no matter what it is, thank you, I appreciate it. And slightly on that topic, since YouTube added the live tab separate from the content tab, I have made all the live streams public again. On Rumble, they do kind of bring the live streams over for some reason, the live stream VODs. So if you're on Rumble, I'm sorry about that. If you don't like that in the timeline at all. But yeah, so shorts, videos, and lives, and then community tab was unlocked in the last year. So I've been posting in there, here and there, occasionally. And I do get some interaction, which is really cool. And yes, the fact that you have Mental Outlaw and not Luke Smith goes to show that he truly has been replaced by his deepfake. Yes, yes. I do have a recommended channels section now in there. So you can check those out as well. And then kind of when it comes to where we've been, the Discord has kind of grown ever so slowly. I've noticed people come, some people go, some people stay and lurk, which makes perfect sense because all the video typey announcements go in here, and I've separated those like announcements by tag. So if you subscribe to a tag and the Rolls is channel, then you will get those notifications. If you join the Discord, which I would highly recommend, that or the Gilded, which I've not been too good at getting active. So, and Gilded has more features. I've done a video previously on it. So join Discord, Gilded, or any of the other chat places in the description box. The only thing that, other than that, is recently starting school. I've been trying to arrange my schedule about like content uploads. So some content uploads have been kind of late in the day versus the peak time and things like that. So finally, what do I plan on doing over the next year? So kind of the big thing is the content. I'll continue to experiment with different things, like different Steam Deck things, of course, because for some reason Steam Deck content does decently well, depending on what it is. And there are some topics like Bloodborne PSX that didn't blow up at first, but more recently has seemed to blow up a little bit more. I do have some other like Steam Deck setup stuff that I am going to be pushing out this next week, along with a couple more ChatGPT things that aren't exactly related to Linux, but they still use ChatGPT to do these things. So those are videos kind of in the same format as the ChatGPT one. And so that's kind of the, like, I've got a few mini-series type things planned in. One of the things that I've got started lining up, I mentioned this on a live stream with someone in chat, is kind of a little like ROM hacking video mini tutorial series. And basically I'm literally stealing the tutorials from the GitHub repos, because some people seem to be able to process videos a little bit better. And so yeah, with school and doing that, I am looking at implementing some of the stuff that I pick up there in kind of the holes that I fill in with that content into making other content that way. So like how Mental Outlaw does his occasionally like security video thing, doing kind of the same thing with some of that other stuff that I pick up. And that I'll see how that fits in and works out, but that'll be something that you can look at. Of course, more Wayland stuff, since X seems to be dying in some senses. I have been trying to nail down a good Wayland compositor that fits my workflow that I want, and I think I've leaned into one. It does require a little bit more configuration and a little bit more involvement due to being of a more suckless nature. So some of you may be knowing which compositor I'm talking about. So that'll be fun to show that off once I kind of figure it out and finish it up. And then I haven't been too good at taking advantage of features on each of the platforms. Like Community tab, I've kind of been trying to work on doing that. And I know on my PeerTube, I've had the chapters plugin installed in it, and I haven't taken advantage of it at all. So if I were to go into here, I could go into let's see, blah, blah, blah. Where is it? Maybe it's only in the upload thing. But I have the chapters plugin installed on PeerTube, and I haven't taken advantage of it too much, which I probably should take more advantage of it. And maybe captions, but yeah. Oh. There's that. I haven't done too well at that. So for the streams, my plans, of course, is more old games. I'll be cycling through Morrowind and Pokemon, of course, and mixing in a few others, like Kenshi, I think did okay. Again, I don't want to kind of stick to one. I do kind of want a variety, so I don't get burnt out on one specific things. And I will continue to stream to the same platforms that I've been doing it to. I've had PeerTube, of course, in the mix. I've tried to implement different plugins to add into PeerTube's functionality, and I'll be kind of like debugging that bit with live streams. But Twitch, Trovo, DLive, YouTube, all those places will, of course, be where I'm streaming to unless things change for some reason, which it could, just like how Twitter changed towards the end of the year when Twitter old staff seemed to freak out and do a lot of things before getting sent away, which I think is what happened. But yeah, you know, some small things kind of fly under the wire, of course. But yeah. So what are my goals for this next year? Oh, YouTube, looking at how the subscriber count has grown, I really think it's possible to get like to 1,000 or more by the end of the year, which I would like to see, like at least 1,000 subs, because I think, what would that do? It wouldn't, well, yeah, it would basically, I think by that point, it would allow me to monetize for you to all use uBlock Origin to block all those ads. So I could enable monetization, and then you guys can block those ads, and I cannot make that much money off of it. But it will increase my standing in the algorithm on YouTube. So that's one of the goals, is like 1,000 subs. That there. On Odyssey, by the end of the year, I mean, I've been kind of around like that 90-ish followers place for a few months, and it'd be really cool to hit 500 on there. I mean, it's not what Brody's... Come on, buddy. It's not Brody's what? Come on. It's not Brody's, 29,000, but it's still closer to a respectable level on an alternate platform, per se. Then, so most of the activity on PeerTube has been like those strange like posting bots that post about like make money, this, that, and the other, like you used to see on YouTube. Be cool to see more real activity on PeerTube, because I see comments on occasion, but most of my activity is like subscriptions. So yeah, I look forward to being able to see more activity on PeerTube and on Pleroma. Again, you can drop me a follow. It's not that hard. create an account on your favorite instance. I have to set up a few more things on my instance, like the email thing, because I've neglected doing that for over a year now. Of course, and it does allow you more options for links and all, and a longer thing than some of the other bios on the internet. But yeah. And then I'm trying to work on getting Discord a bit more active. I've been kind of really bad at that, you can see. Oh. But yeah. Join the Discord. Get it, like, a little bit more active. That kind of a thing. And then also the Guilded, trying to get that a bit more active. If I got the Guilded more active than my Discord, that would be really cool. Because it's got a few more features. It's got, like, that calendar that you can schedule things with and whatnot, and different channels for a whole bunch of things. So it's got more features to it. I want to get those two kind of more active than they have been. So yeah. You know the deal with that algorithm feeding stuff. Thanks for an awesome year. Thanks for being around. Check out the links in the description and all that stuff. And here's to another year. And I will see you guys later.